How is everyone? We're going to continue our watercolor self-portraits today with layer 1 of our painting. Alright, so to begin this process, we've taped our border, we've transferred our drawing, we've activated our palette. You're going to pre-wet the entire paper with the exception of the absolute strongest highlights. You can see that I've just done that. My water is actually a little dirty, but the benefit to that is that you can see the areas that I've pre-wet. So there are only about 3 areas that are left pure white. A couple spots on the teeth, actually too many spots on the teeth. A couple spots on the teeth and a couple areas on the whites of the eyes. Everything else has been pre-wet. Make sure that you have enough water there. This is going to look familiar. It's the same process that we used to do on our trees. Now you're going to select one color for a highlight. I'm going to suggest that people use complementary colors. So in this case, I'm going to use purple and yellow. So using my yellow here, nice and light, I'm going to apply that yellow wherever I see highlight. Now you'll remember, since we're working wet on wet, the expectation is that the color is going to run. This lower layer is going to provide us with an energetic application that we hope will permeate through to the future layers. So I'm not concerned about staying in the lines, anything like that. I'm just placing the color beginning at the top of the painting and working my way down to ensure unity. Hair, skin, teeth, eyes, shirt, all of that is being incorporated on this first pass. Layer 1 has to create a sense of unity. In the interest of time, I'm using a larger brush than the one that you've been supplied with. This is a size 16 Robert Simmons. Alright, so clean your brush, and next you're going to apply the complement, which in the case of yellow is purple. So I'm going to mix a purple using Prussian blue. I'm actually going to switch to ultramarine just to give it a little bit more of a vivid quality. So I've got a Prussian blue ultramarine mixture there, and alizarin crimson. If I use cadmium red, I'm going to end up with too dark of a purple. I don't necessarily want that. And now I'm going to apply that to all of my darks. And it's going to run right out into the areas where I have my yellow. That is to be expected. I'm just kind of quickly addressing all of these dark areas, which there are a lot of them, with purple. Now I suggest having your warm color as the highlight color and your shadow color cool. Wow, look at that. Well, the reason for that is that the cool colors are going to trend towards dark, and the warm colors are going to trend towards light. It's not always the case, and especially when you get into red and green, those colors are interchangeable. Red and green might be the most difficult combination to do for this process, or to use for this process, so just kind of know that going in. Yeah, this is really really seeping across. I'm actually going to mix a darker purple than what I just used. That previous mixture was Prussian blue and ultramarine. This time I'm going, and alizarin crimson. This time I'm just going to use Prussian blue and cadmium red. This is going to really provide me with a dark purple. Both of these colors are heavy in terms of their darkness. That's actually still too much red. I'm gonna go in more with Prussian blue. There we go. And now I'm going to really strike the areas that are the absolute darkest, just because it's a little too blue. It's bluer than I expected. That's better. Just because I want to create a little bit of a sense of depth on some of these purples. I know some of the, even though I have dark hair, especially in this photo, some of the areas of hair are catching the light a little bit more. You gotta make sure you're using plenty of water. If anything dries in this phase, or this stage, you're gonna lose a lot of that energy. You don't want any drying right now. And I'm also trying to be strategic because I know wherever I pick the brush up, that's going to deposit the highest concentration of pigment. So I have to plan accordingly. If I know I have an area that doesn't have a very large surface area, that's where I want to start, and I want to pull away from that area, because otherwise it's going to pool in that section where I don't want a high concentration of pigment. Like right there. Like, I mean, you had to pick the brush up somewhere, so what do? You know? Alright. I might, just a little bit on the tie, and otherwise, I'm going to call that layer 1. Let it dry, and then we'll see where we are. Do not meddle. You have to really discipline yourself to put the brush down. What? I thought it was going to roll right into my painting. Yeah, so very quick. This was 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Let it dry. Wait till you see what that section looks like. It's going to be colloidal dispersion.
If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me via email. And in the meantime, please continue to practice social distancing, wash your hands, and wear a mask.